hold up. I got an interview, baby. I need y'all to get on the block and get my money.
All right, everybody. Brother Mark Scott here. I am bringing to you the man, Flukie Stokes, man. I've had the pleasure of meeting this brother through a mutual friend of ours, the Do Right Man. He actually is one of the gentlemen who's responsible for inviting me to come out here to Taylor's of Houston on September the 10th. We are going to be doing a huge showcase, and this has been the man behind the scenes. This man has been everywhere, all over the country, making moves. I finally got a chance to catch him here on Monday, Labor Day. We're like 6 days away from the show, and I just want to kind of find out a little bit about the vision behind what you've been doing behind the scenes, Brother Stokes. Some of the moves you're making. Again, you're a CEO, entrepreneur, a filmmaker, an actor, a promoter, an artist, and so much more. So again, I want to welcome you again, first time to the Brother Mark Scott channel, man. Welcome to the channel. Brother Stokes, man, would you please introduce yourself so the people can know who we talking to?
Well, a lot of people say, Flukie, what you do? The thing they need to be asking me what I don't do. I'm like a jack of all trades. I do a whole lot of things, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the industry best kept secret, you hear me? If I find you and you need to be put on, we're gonna put you on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Brother Mark Love, Brother Mark Scott. He got many names, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Brother, very pleasurable brother to meet. You know what I'm saying? This brother make things happen too. And we here to bring back the love.
Oh, it is absolutely, brother, all about the love, man. Let me just tell you, it's an honor and a privilege to finally get an opportunity to get you on camera and talk to you. I see you as a visionary. Many people don't know your story. Again, I've seen some of your posts on social media, and again, I hadn't had the opportunity even to be in the same room with you yet. But it's gonna go down here Monday, man. Looking forward to breaking bread with you when we get in town here at Taylor's of Houston this coming Saturday on the 10th. But to tell your story, man, where does Flukie Stokes start? Where does he come from?
Flukie Stokes come from a young poor man. Was born in Chicago in the projects. I was raised in the toughest part of Chicago. It was 4410 building in Federal. Like the part of the police don't want to come to. I'm like the worstest gang, like the Caprini Greens, the Stateway, the Dearborn Projects, that's where Flukie came from. That's where I got my hustle from. Harvey.
So would you consider where you've come from to where you are now, would you consider it the classic rags to riches story, getting it out the mud, or what was it about you that made you stand out? Because again, we all know, brother, when you come from that kind of environment, there's so many ways you can go, and not everybody makes it out. What was it about you that allowed you to make it out of that situation, bro? What did you see that was different?
Man, the drugs, the alcohol, the losing my friends, the gang violence and stuff like that. And I was raised around pimps. You know what I'm saying? I was a young boy. My parents was on drugs and wait for me to get money. I'm out here pumping gas, and I used to see the hookers on the strips and stuff. You feel me? They used to send me to the stores and stuff like that. You know, go get candy, kiss me. Hey baby, hey baby. The dude come to me. You know, I don't know if I can cuss him. He's like, man, you didn't let this bitch and stuff every dick around you to let her kiss you. So I was young, I don't know, but you know, I was just showing respect because I was talking to people like, you know what I'm saying? So the hookers, I see Bishop Don Juan and them, I see celebrities like David Hollister, they singing, they hanging with the pimps and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where it kind of came rubbed off on me, you know what I'm saying? And they were showing me how to hustle. I was like, man, this is a lifestyle. I see the jewelry, the hats and all this stuff. And I'm like, I want to do that, you know what I'm saying? And the country's like, homeboy, this ain't the life for you. Hang with some drug dealers on the bill, you know what I'm saying? There's other ways to get money, get your job, go to school and do stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So I was in the band and stuff. I was playing sports and stuff, and I started learning music. That's how I got on, dealing with a lot of celebrities. I'm sitting in the studio like Twister and them, and man, I'm giving them ideas, and they talk, hey, you go up there and get that. When I finally heard myself, I knew what I had. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, it's a promised career, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to dwell on my past, I could reflect on my future, you know what I'm saying? I could make a better way, I gotta be stuck like this, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So again, with all those influences around, one of the things I heard was you were around music and musicians. Now, did you see that as something kind of a love, or was it a hustle? What
Don't,
made you decide to get into
don't
music?
forget the Pimp Max hustles and hook, because all of them play a part, you know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
learned what to do and what not to do, you You feel me? I learned like some of my friends doing time now going to jail because they took the wrong route. And I knew that ain't the route I want. You know what I'm saying? I wanted something positive and productive for myself. You know what I'm saying? So when the players, the music, the women jamming, the drinking, the alcohol, and the baby making, everybody go back to the cars. A lot of baby back then, a lot of babies were made in the cars. They go back to the music, you know what I'm saying? You go back to the hustling and the fashion and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I had to find a way that I can get around this and give me some money and do some things, you know what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
hanging around DJs and stuff. So they was doing party sets in the project, like $2 or $3, you feel me? And everybody jamming in there, you on the wall, that old Jodeci, my Kelly coming on and stuff like that, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, hey, if this is what the women love, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? And it would just move like that. And then I just had swag. So, you know, the more brothers told me, keep your pants tucked, pull up to your neighbor, keep your shirt tucked in your pants, and smell good, yeah, man. So I always smell good, look good, no matter what kind of lifestyle you live. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You should be presentable. You know what I'm saying? That's how I carry myself.
And one thing I can definitely say, from some of the videos I've seen you post, you definitely got away with the ladies, man. And again, because I'm all about love, and you actually are one of the catalysts who actually got the idea for the dating game to come forward here for next Saturday night. But I'm actually now working on an ebook because of the conversations that we start having. Because for me, again, having a background in the ministry in the church, I've always wanted to bring our people back together on all levels. And we talked about relationships. So what kind of shaped, again, your relationships and your attitude and the way you present yourself and deal with women?
Well, you know, everybody need love. You know what I'm saying? Even the hooker need love. She out there looking for love, but she just getting it from people like really don't have the best interest of her love. You know what I'm saying? Even at a job, you want love. You dig what I'm saying? Because with a coworker, it just don't work out that way. You know what I'm saying? Even with a partner, you want love with a partner, but it don't work out that way. He's a snake. You know what I'm saying? So to find love is somebody to build with. You know what I'm saying? A ship. Like a person say, I want a relationship. Okay, do you want just relations or do you want the ship? Because you want the ship should be selling. But if the ship sinking, we have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or organizationship, you want love from a gang. You get what I'm saying? So it's all different type of relationship. You want it from a father. You know what I'm saying? You want it from a mother. You know what I'm saying? So it depends what kind of love you want. That's why I'm on here talking to Mr. Mark Love. You know, because hey, we need some love. The world
Oh,
needs love.
everybody needs love, and I'm glad that you talk about it, because love comes in different dimensions and different forms. Again, a lot of people will use the word, but we don't always have the same definition. We ain't got the same picture in our head when we use the word, and we think we talking about the same thing, but we throwing it back and forth, and we got different definitions. And I see a lot of misunderstandings happen this way. So when I talk to people, I like to get an idea how they define, how they picture love, because again, when I see the type of actions that you take towards certain people, I know that it comes from someplace. So can you talk a little bit about how you define love, brother?
Well, first of all, when I define love, people gotta understand hate is love. One must have to love you in order to hate you.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So if a person trying to see your downfall, that's a wicked, that's an envy love. Because they're trying to destroy you. They love you so much they hate you. They hate you to see. So they hate to see you see, they trying to crumble your whole world down. That's like probably somebody you used to deal with, you don't deal with them no more. But they always thinking about you. You done moved on, but you think they ain't thinking about you. A lot of people say out of sight, out of mind, but that's not the true saying. Tough love is another love. A person who cares about you, they're gonna be tough on you. They're gonna be hard on you because they want to see you excel. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. You always in my business telling me something. If I didn't care about you, I see you fall. Because you got two different people. A person who love you, they'll laugh at you and see you fall and talk about you. And you got a person to catch you before you fall.
yo.
That makes sense?
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. And one of the things you said in there that I found is key is people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And you can love somebody, but if they ain't used to receiving love, or if they definition of love is different, then you could be giving love in the way you show it. And they could totally misunderstand your actions because they ain't never received love like that. So one of the
Or,
things,
or, or
what
how
you got?
your love is, what you think your love is, somebody else's love might be different. So you got to understand what type of love, what kind of love you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people looking for love, and love will
Right.
be right next to you. But by the time you realize what you was looking for was next to you, it'd be too late.
Yeah.
Then you lost out on love.
So when we start talking about this event coming up on September the 10th, now this event is all about love. But one of the things I know is it's going to be different types of love in the room. And with the dating game in particular, I wanted to kind of get you to explain what your vision was when you saw bringing the dating game to a show of this magnitude. What did you want to do?
It go back to the music, right? People love music. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists got love for music. You had a lot of bad and janky promoters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And destroyed their love and passion for music. So me and Do Right, man, we like, let's bring love back to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like the R&B they saying is dead. And all you hearing is who the bang, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. And, you know, you can't make love to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I'm with a chick. And, she wanted to have a passion and love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to put on some rap or put on some Chris Brown. Baby, this Ashley brother type of painting. This ain't no Chris Brown and no shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You want me to chill? And she didn't know about love because that's all she knew because it faded away. You dig what I'm saying? So when the
Right.
show love, people didn't know how to love or appreciate love. So with the dating game was to show love because people love different stuff. My love might be a relationship. Their love might be money. You feel me? A girl told me she'd never love a man more than them dead presents and on their money.
Really?
You know, it's what a man can do for her. So her love was security and financial. The other love drugs. You know what I'm saying? So when a person say they love, what do they love? Is it you or they love what you can do for them? Feel what I'm saying? It's different. If that makes sense.
Oh no, it makes complete sense. And for me, that's when I always ask when they say they love anything or anybody, I always want to know, well, how do you define love? What does it look like to you? Because again, I want to make sure we speak in the same language. There's a book that used to say the title was Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And it's like there's always a different standard or definition or perspective that the masculine energy and the feminine energy will bring to how they look at the same thing. And it's not meant to be a conflict, but it's meant to complement each other when we understand and can respect the differences. But with you look at relationships right now, and again, this is just going into part of my personal mission is how do you take people who've been through so much misunderstanding, drama, trauma, and hurt in trying to find love and bring them back to a place to where we can rewrite the rules and start over from a level playing field and actually find love and move forward together.
And it started as a friendship first. You understand? So we must be friends before we can be lovers, and we must have understanding, and we must have a mission of building a foundation. You feel me? Without a foundation, it's like we're just doing something without a mission, without a plan. You know what I'm saying? So we in a relationship, but what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? If we just making love, as we building, or you know what I'm saying? You might be hurt. I might met this woman, this dude, and dogged out, and I can be the best thing, a blessing that God has sent me to her, but if she don't believe in love no more, I'm willing to love you and your BS. I'm willing to fight this with you. I'm willing to heal you. I'm willing to restore you. You feel me? I'm willing to pump that love back in you because it's different of loving somebody and being in love with somebody and working for it. Anything worth having is working for it. You know what I'm saying? And they say one man trash, next man trust. She ain't got to be trash. She just can be a gem hidden in the rock. You know what I'm saying? It's on me to show her potential. And the best thing of her is on her to bring the best out of me. You dig what I'm saying? That's what teamwork is. Because when you deal with somebody, they want to have rules to the game. You got to cut the rules out. You know, I don't like your friends. When we come together, we supposed to be whole. We supposed to be 100%. Do you see my glass halfway empty or halfway full? Now, that's the difference. Because it's how your vision is. Do you see it empty or do you see it full? Because if you're looking at me as empty, it's almost empty. But if you bring something to my life, I'm just halfway from full. If that makes sense.
Oh, it makes complete sense, brother. Again, it's all about perspective and getting understanding. And see, this is one of the things when I was sitting back and I started researching, actually putting this ebook together on the dating game, how to rewrite it so that people could win. you got to understand what level you on. There's different levels to dating. And at first, honestly, I'd put it in three categories. You got casual dating where you got people, they just out here kicking it. They just want to have a good time with somebody, don't want no accountability, no attachments. You do you, you do me. When we come together, that's what it is.
But why though? Because they've been hurt.
Again, true. But
They've been
again,
hurt. They
I'm
scared to
just
love
looking at what
again.
it is. I'm just looking at what
They
it is.
open up again. They scared to open up to again, to be put in a place to be hurt and be abandoned. Like I said, they go back to family. Let's go back to their and they fruit. So how can I love you? I've never seen my daddy in my life. My
Right.
mom ain't been chasing tail. You know what I'm saying? So when I meet a man, she don't know how to deal with a man. You know what I'm saying? Because she's seen women tell her she don't need a man in her life. So what I need, what could you bring to me? What value can you bring to me? So now they go to a price.
And where
Now
do you think that come from?
they love money. It go back to poverty. You know what I'm saying? It go back to the system. You got to think about it. When the system give you some welfare, what they do? Kick the man out the house. You get food stamps, you got to report the man. You get Section 8, you can't have no man in the house. You know what I'm saying? So it go back to the system, man.
It does. But again, we've got so many examples of people who've been able to overcome the programming of the system and get out of it and evolve over time. Sometimes you see it within families, sometimes you see it within individuals, but it seems like as a culture, how do we help create the opportunity for that shift in mindset to happen for people who don't, some people don't know what they don't know yet.
Right. For instance, that Tyler Perry movie with Jill Scott. When she had that man, she loved that man dirty. She loved his dirty draw, right?
Right.
And that man was dogging out, cheating on with her friends and everything, right? And then that dude she met came in her life. What did he do? Restored that lady. You know? And then that man who lost her, he seen a whole nother woman because what the other man seen in her, he restored her. He didn't lift her. He didn't show her how to love. She didn't love herself. You know what I'm saying? And they became a cup. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you don't know what you have until you lose. So you can't convince nobody. You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
You have to feel love. You feel me? It's like when you love somebody, when you make a love to them, you feel a whole passion. You go outside your body. You know what I'm saying? And then you just having sex with a person. It just a hump. It means nothing. You know what I'm saying? Without love, it's nothing. Even when you cook, you cooking fast. It might be look good on the outside, but it's raw on the inside. But when you cook with love, you cook with a passion, it's gonna be taste. Every bite gonna mean something. You know what I'm saying? You take the time to put into it.
Now it's funny that you even go there and you start talking about cooking, because that person has been one of the things I've always done all my life. I've loved to cook. But as somebody who's not a classically trained chef, I ain't went to school or nothing like that. Worked on the cook floor when I was locked up. But one of the things when I cook food for people, I pay attention to how they take their first bite and the reaction they get. Because when somebody eats some good food, you can see it on their face when they take their first bite that they enjoying what they eating.
But first of all, just like look, when you had that food, right? You had to take that food, you had to wash that food, right?
You got to do it right.
You do food. You had to bring value to that food, right? You got to season that food.
Yeah.
You got to put them spices in that food. You got to add season, and people don't have love because they ain't adding season to the relationship.
But again, it takes first the desire, then you got to have the skill set. Because there's a lot of people that want love, but see, they don't have the skill set to be in a relationship. They not emotionally mature. All of us need some counseling and some therapy, bro. We done all been through some traumatic shit here in America. Like we can't even ignore that part. But if you want to be in a relationship, you need more than just desire. You need skills.
And everybody want love, but the most valuable thing is, do you know how to accept love?
I mean, again, it has to be a two-way street. You got to be able to give it to receive it. You got to be able to receive it in order to give it.
You know how to accept it, because the person out there, you don't love me, you just playing. You still a player out here. So you rejecting my love. I'm telling you I love you. No, you ain't.
Because they've never seen it before.
Trust. Let me see your phone. Let me check your phone. You have trust issues.
Yeah. Why again? If you go pick up somebody in the parking lot of the hospital, you know that 9 times out of 10 they still got something wrong with them, but they ain't fully healed yet. So in today, 2022, if you meeting somebody for the first time and they of age and been through any experiences out here in the dating world, you know they probably got some trauma, some issues, some shit they done been through. So are you willing like say as a man, part of being a man when you're dealing with a woman is you have to have part of you as a fathering spirit, because you have to be patient. You have to understand who you're dealing with, because they gonna come to the table with whatever they past was, good or bad, and that's gonna be a part of what makes them who they are, just like you. And are you willing to unpack all the layers to that person to truly take ownership of that relationship with them? Because
Well, I had to
you
because,
can't just take the good with the bad.
well, I had to because everybody gonna have experience. When I came up, my mama told me to be a gentleman, put out chairs, open doors and stuff. You feel me?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
when I came up like that, that's what I did. You feel me? I loved the girl. I was faithful to the girl. Yeah.
Right.
But as long as I had something going on, the girl loved me. She loved my dirty drawers. You hear me? As long as
Yeah.
I had. But when I lost with that same girl, I'm talking, I was faithful to. I'm going working and doing stuff. She became bored. So when she got bored, you know what she did? She started cheating on me because she wasn't living the lifestyle. When I started doing commitment, because when she was just a screw to me, we were
Yeah.
just really having fun. But when she became a part of me, I was trying to build.
Mm.
Okay, we can grow this money right here. We put down for this house. We're trying to get this car. We're trying to do these things. You feel me?
Right.
And she wanted it now. She didn't have time to build a foundation and do it. Things. She cheated and it hurt her.
Yeah,
Still
it
to
hurt.
this day, it hurt her.
Yeah.
It can never happen to me. I'm like, man, I done found my soulmate. You feel me? But at the time, I would never help myself. She's supposed to be in the backbone to build me up. See, a woman's supposed to leave when a man can't leave, but you leave to the point that I can leave again. And but what you did, you wanted for right now. And the same when she left me, I became better because a great woman came in my life. And I didn't really trust a woman no more. But this other girl showed me, hey baby, I'm here for you. Yeah. She started supporting me with my music. We started traveling. She took me and built me up. Yeah. And
Yeah.
showed me good women out there. That same girl, when I seen it, look, she was on the streets, beat up, beat down, drugged out. Dude was prostituting and doing everything. You dig what I'm saying? And she said, I messed up. But she tried to come back to me. I said, baby, I'm in a peaceful mind frame right now. You know what I'm saying? And once you messed up with me, that's it. You know what I'm saying? First time, shame on me. Second time, shame on you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep moving. So I won't mess up what I have. But she like, I realize now, but that ain't my fault. That's a you problem, not a me problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that go, man. You know what I'm saying?
And,
We all
it's millions of stories like that, both men and women could tell, of people that had their opportunity, messed it up. And this is one of the things that I think we got to bring kind of back to the conversation.
mm-hmm,
Everybody goes through developmental stages. Men
mm-hmm.
typically aren't really mature enough emotionally and mentally to settle down for what most people would consider to be a real relationship till we hit about our mid 30s, early 40s.
But
But
what is
most but most women,
people say a real relationship? What is real? You know what I'm saying?
well,
You know,
I'll put it in traditional standards when we looked at marriage as being the definition of a quote unquote established real relationship, or at
mm-hmm.
least something similar to that. But
My granddad told
just,
me,
just on the
my
human
granddad
nature
told me,
side.
yeah. My granddad told me, look, he been with his wife over 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with this lady over 50 some years, and I still don't know this woman because she done went up and gambled his house out. She had a gambling problem. He didn't work all his life, blew all this money when he
Right?
retired. Yeah. So you never knew. They had a real relationship, but they didn't have an understanding. And he had to work with her. He could have cut that lady out. Yeah. She been
Right?
trying to do everything. He had to, the love he had for her is to get her out that gambling stuff. Yeah. He went and bought all kind of computers. She can just gamble at the house and stuff. We started giving her a line. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
never knew. Yeah. It's like, do we share the same vision? Do we want the same things when we dealing with a person? Because you can be with a person 20, 30 years and you can outgrow a person. Like
Right?
like my cousin, he was married to a lady 20 some years. And she just woke up one day and said she can't do this no more.
I've heard that story before. Not again. It's I ain't gonna say it's common, but it does happen. Like there's a certain part of us as human beings that is unpredictable. And I think the expectations that we have of each other when we put these traditional definitions on relationship has caused us a lot of harm, because I think honestly we're fighting against some realities that we just don't want to cope with. And I think people have to have a certain level of stability and be established, like your word needs to mean something. When you make a commitment to a person, it better mean something. You better mean that. But you also have
they had 3 or 4 cars, right?
right.
Stability, house paid for and everything. After 20 years, she woke up and said she couldn't do it no more. She said, all my life I catered to you and these kids, and I never had time to enjoy my life. We started off young and early.
Right.
And to him, he lived in his fantasy. They high school sweethearts. They went to college together. They got married. They had kids. They done built something. And one morning, she just woke up and said she tired.
So
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 what
so, so do you, let me just ask you then. Do you think it just happened, or was it something that was building and she just couldn't fight it no more?
she feel like she was missing out on some stuff because she was been a housewife all her life for 20 some years and her kids around. Was she using him for stability just to get there, or she just like tired? She wants some new things or something. I can't say. Is he in the wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because he tried to give his all. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak on it. Is she wrong for being tired, or because she had now grew on something else? You know what I'm saying? Help me
Well,
explain, Mr.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I've counseled people before, and there's two different conversations that has to take place when you're dealing with this type of situation and scenario. Let's just use this example. One, there's the big picture. There's a principle. Again, like I was saying, if you're committed to somebody, till death do us part, you understand that life is going to be long together, and you're anticipating that there's going to be some ups and downs. But you're supposed to fight together to keep that covenant that you made together in the beginning all the way to the end. But it takes both of you. Now, that's on principle. Now,
Right.
once you get in there, the reality of it is people change. Some people, they say one thing and they mean it, but as time change, how they feel changes what they mean. And if they ain't got no way to communicate or get out of that, then they gonna snap or break or do something they ain't supposed to do. And this is the tension between the ideal, the big picture, how it's supposed to be, and us having to put the rubber to the road in everyday life and live it out. And that's why so many people lose hope, is because they don't understand or respect it's human nature for people to go through changes. I'm not the same man at 46 that I was at 26 or 36. It doesn't mean my core values have changed, but through experience, how I process things, what's important to me has evolved and changed. Now, I'm not just going up and walk away from all my responsibilities because I need to scratch an itch or nothing. But if there's something deep pressing on my soul that I feel like I've got to do, I don't want to jeopardize my own personal peace and sanity, or become toxic in a relationship with somebody that I've been with and make it miserable on purpose. So there has to be that honesty sometimes for some people who come to that point. Will everybody do this? Absolutely not.
She said it became boring to him. He got stuck just being a provider, paying
Right.
bills, taking care of the kids, and she wanted more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at that point, she stopped wanting to make love to him. She pushing him away. He said it was months he was dealing with her. She wasn't even making love to him. Only time he make love to him, he come home with a paycheck to her. Like basically, she was selling herself to him. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's a reality, bro. Like again, because of again, going back to what we call love, there's a certain loyalty that a certain type of love has, that money don't change it. The outside circumstances don't change it. Other people, other influence, other temptations don't change it. The only thing that changes it is what happens between you and that person. If that person changes up in their character, their nature, how they treat you, then your love will change when you got that kind of love. But if my reaction is only based upon what you give me, or when you do what I like, then we have a transactional relationship, and this is not what we would define as love. I mean, this is essentially prostitution. You bring me money, I give you sex.
you love what I do for you now.
Yeah. So now you just paying for services.
You only love what I can do. Yeah.
So, and again, this is why when I talk about love, like I have to be honest, I ain't got no judgment for nobody. Everybody got to choose to live their life how they do. But if we can't have an understanding about the kind of rules that we playing by, And again, like just going back to the dating game, um, if you dating casually, you got different rules you gonna play by than somebody who's dating to be in a committed relationship, who's trying to have a monogamous relationship or an open relationship or a sugar daddy. Like they all got different rules. Now, if you're trying to be married and build legacy and have family, you gonna date and have a different set of rules than the people who's just dating to be casual. And you got to know who you're dealing with. Make sure y'all playing by the same rules if you want to win.
So I think it was just out of fun because she left him for a dude who stayed in the RV. So she
And
gave
that,
her home, her kids grown, and they traveled.
all right. And again, I didn't raise three girls. My youngest daughter is a senior in high school right now, and I can just tell you, as a father, I wouldn't give anybody's daughter, much less none of mine, the advice to walk away from a committed marriage and stable to go be with some dude in the RV. On the outside, it just don't make sense. But again, when you got to ask your what mental health challenges may we be dealing with, because again, it don't make sense.
She said he give her time. The other dude working two jobs. He breaking his neck to take care of the kids' neck, and he didn't have time. And
Okay.
the women didn't have time. So it wasn't about money, it was about time.
Now, did she give him an opportunity beforehand to, hey, look, I want some more of your time. How can I get it? Or is it just up? I'm gone one day because you ain't giving me no time with no warning.
No, I'm saying she wanted a new car. It's discombobulating because how can you give you time? You want this new car. He providing everything you want. You can't get to providing and all this in the time. This man
Right.
working two jobs, taking care of
There's a trade-off.
what kind of fun you want to have? She said, well, still, men come home and take care of home. This man working two jobs. Out of here, he gonna give you time and like, oh, you want a hero.
I mean, again, the way you telling it, brother Fluke, it just sounds like this young lady was selfish. She only wanted what she wanted, and she didn't account for the fact that how he had to provide what she wanted, mean that he had to trade that time away, and you can't have both. And again, if the lifestyle is what you want, then no, you don't love the man. You just love what the man can provide for you, and he's a tool at that point.
And you know what he said? He said, man, you know what I messed up at, man? I try to put everything on me. He said, if she really loved me, she would have helped me out and worked too and provided for them things. And you know what? I gave her time to cheat. Because the woman ain't got nothing to do, she gonna find something to do because dude didn't just come out the blue. He had to be there anyway.
So, and again, this is a sad example to have to talk about, but it's a reality that honestly happens both sides way too often. And until we can get honest with each other and really begin to deal with each other in good faith, um, unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with the outcome of these situations. Because again, I'm thinking, what's the next level? What happens to the children? What happens to the kids? How are they affected by this kind of situation? Because that affects ultimately the community. And again, at some point,
The kids in the house. He already has some stability. The kids, though, you know what I'm saying? Send his kids out to school. He didn't do everything a man's supposed to do. Like I
yeah.
said, he killed himself because he tried to do too much. You know what I'm saying? And the mama doing their thing. They mad at the mama. They loving the daddy because they had a great dad. You know what I'm saying? What more could you ask for? So it's not always on the man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point I was trying to make, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. And again, to have this conversation, because again, I understand how sensitive this is. We're gonna have to have some real hard, heart-to-heart conversations with each other where we can put our feelings and our emotions aside. Where we look, we not attacking each other, but we got to deal with some real shit so we can heal each other. Because that's the only way we're gonna have amnesty. Because again, you're gonna have to understand and feel my pain, know where I'm coming from, and apologize for it. Just like I'm gonna have to sit there and understand and listen to your pain and where it come from and take responsibility for my part, be accountable and apologize for it. Then we can start healing. But if we all, again, if we can't get past that being in our feelings part, it's gonna be a hard time for us to really get somewhere.
Well, what the crazy thing is, he was her savior because
Mm.
she was dealing with a dude was she was working, laying on her couch, he was cheating on her, got girls in this car and everything. And she was dogged out. And dude seen potential in her when he got with her. You know what I'm saying? And she did the same thing to him, just in a different fashion. What the
Yeah.
dude did to her. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? Because
well,
that's stupid. If you got a woman let me see her car, she give you money, she helping you build up. Why is you
yeah.
hanging with new ass chicks cheating on her? But
No.
sooner or later, somebody got to get payback on somebody. I don't understand. This little thing is crazy. They've been like this since Adam and Eve, man, and Adam and Lilith, man. It's going on, man. With the Satan and Delilah, man. It's been going on in the Bible. We all trying to figure out the solution to the problem. You know?
Well, again, I ain't promising with this book, the dating game that I'm writing, that I'm gonna have all the answers for everybody. But what I am gonna do is give us an objective, honest blueprint, a strategy to put some type of structure to it. Because again, when I look at the dating scene now, it looked like Crash Derby, man. It looked like a bunch of cars just bumping into each other, putting dents and trauma on each other, and then they're gonna pull out on the street and expect somebody to want to pay 2022 prices for something that's been beat up for the last 15, 20
You
years.
know, the dating game changed to a Netflix and chill, man. We're gonna watch the movie and have sex now. The girl told me she ain't never been on a date, man. You know, some dude didn't know what a date was. I talked to a youngster, he didn't know what God was. He said,
No,
mom ain't even told him who God was. You know what I'm saying? He said, it's just a saying. I said, man, that's a terrible thing. Your parents ain't had time to teach you about the Bible. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And, she busy with her homegirl drinking and doing her stuff. I said she didn't have time, and you don't want them around the daddy because you mad at the daddy. You can't teach them the Bible, and you wonder why your kids out here killing and doing stuff, man. A parent got to be a parent. You can't be a child raising a child. You can't be a friend with a child. That's a whole nother little situation. But I'm saying it's a terrible thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And keep the girlfriends out the business. They always telling you something. They want your lifestyle. Girl, he ain't on nothing. I don't mean cheating out of me. You dealing with cheap. But soon your girl find somebody, she ain't call you picking up now. She acting funny because she knows what you have.
yeah.
You manipulate you. She done pimped you. You know what I'm saying? And your homeboy, man, oh, you tender dick. You tender dick, you chasing these girls. Now you found somebody who love you and somebody to build with. Fuck them niggas. So soon they find somebody, hey, they gonna do the same thing you doing too. So never let nobody divide what you have. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know we're gonna have some more conversations, man. Because as I'm putting this ebook together, I got to do some more research. Again, because I want to be able to give everybody. I don't care where you at. You could be the CEO of the bank. You married with 4 kids, trying to date your wife again, or you could be out there on the streets somewhere trying to get it how you live out the mud, and you still trying to build something with somebody. Everybody needs some rules and some guidelines to go by, and it seems like ain't nobody got none out there. So I'm gonna give an
So,
opportunity for us to have it with this dating
so
game.
on this old video, is they able to comment below?
Like I say, right now, this here we recording this before we put it out live. This ain't even out live. I'm gonna put this out here when we get through. So,
Okay.
but they
This is
gonna
what
be
I
able to
want the
comment
people.
on
This is what I want the people to tell. Who cheat the most? Men and women.
it. Okay. So y'all see that? Please comment. Don't forget to like, share this video. But brother Flukie's asking who cheats the most, men or women?
Be honest, y'all. I want them to be honest. Now, honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? We ain't making a war against men and women, and women know what women do. Because the woman told me men don't know how to cheat. Women cheat better. They playing. So women already told me they cheat. But who cheat the
There is
most?
no doubt. Every woman I've talked to and have had that conversation with, every woman has admitted yes, they better at cheating. They say men, we just sloppy when we do it. So again, shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Let me just throw out there to put out my disclaimer. Been there, done that, been on both sides. Ain't never a right way to do the wrong thing. I'm just saying that. But the reality is we have to talk about it because we got to deal with it. It's going on out there. And if we
Yeah.
can't find some way to bring some structure, some order to it, again, we ain't gonna be able to really heal our
We
community.
gonna break this down too because well, I ain't slept with nobody. Cheating is cheating. If you flirting, you giving the man a window open, an opportunity to think that he gonna get something. Ain't that cheating too?
Again, there's so many different levels to it. Again, for me, one of the things that I've seen to have observed, and I always have to make sure I don't say all women, but most women that I've heard cheat have much more of a mental and emotional attachment to whoever they cheat with than most men do. Again, most of us as guys, we meet somebody in 30 seconds, be ready to smash, and we don't know nothing about them, but it's just off raw lust. Again, we be thinking with the little head instead of the big head. We don't have to put that much into it. Does it happen? Yeah, but for the average dude, it don't take that much effort. Most women, you got to get them mentally. They have to want to do it before they body get into it. So they got to put some mental and emotional energy into them cheating. So it takes.
She's smarter, like the dude. You find out this old lady was cheating on him after 5 years. You looking for a nigga to be calling the phone and stuff. She was giving the niggas the email. Niggas email bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She emailing and using DMs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So stop thinking small matter. Like when you women say they know how to cheat, they really know how to cheat. So you looking for a nigga to be calling you, checking the phone now. Man. Nigga all in the email, man. She got a whole private email. You don't know nothing about. And she can push away her notifications, man. She can have a phone call out for a certain time. There's all kind of ways to cheat, man. Listen, now your old lady cheating on you, man cheating on you, they gonna act different. Their love gonna be different. You can feel it. That's the first sign of infidelity.
Again, now once we start getting into that level of conversation, we can talk about energies, frequencies, chakras. Again, there's so many languages that we communicate in that are more than just words. That you can feel when somebody's energy is off. And women are actually more sensitive to it. Even when you get down to the biochemistry, women's sense of smell is 3 to 7 times more sensitive to a man. That's why they can smell another woman been on you. Again, so
they say that woman intuition.
But again, these are things that we stopped respecting a long time ago, and we think people just insecure and tripping, but we all feeding into this game. So again, the first rule for us to get this right is we're gonna have to stop lying to each other. We got to be honest. And for some reason, we scared to tell the truth. Like if we tell the truth, we ain't gonna be able to get what we want. But until we can do that, we're gonna keep deceiving each other, and the problem's gonna keep going.
And it's all about that love, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying. This thing we doing in Houston, Texas, man, with Sweet Idleberg, it's showing love, man. We bringing R&B back. And the dude telling me, man, y'all got these youngsters on this show. Man, these youngsters want love too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you how, hey, you wonder why the way it's going because we're not doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you brought it up. Let me go and put this up here. Yes, we've been talking about it all throughout this interview. But this upcoming September the 10th, Saturday, here in Houston, Texas, at Taylor's of Houston, thanks to Sweets Entertainment Productions, we got the Rep Your City. I mean, we got brother Mr. Flukie Stokes is gonna be in the house with his artists. We got T-Bird, Romy Rome, Cuddy Boy P, City Boy P, the legend RT Taylor, the Do Right Man himself. And again, we are excited to be able to be a part of this show. And I know I am, brother, because again, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even have this opportunity. So thank you again, brother.
We bringing artists out from St. Louis, man, Alabama, Tennessee, Chicago, man, Indiana, man. You know, they come from all over to show love, man. You feel me? And bless the stage, man. And we bring the love back, and we kicking off with the dating game, man. The dating game for people really looking for love, the single people. We matching them up. We sending out bottles, man. We giving them chicken wings, man. You know what I'm saying? We sitting in front row of the show, man, because we want to see a love connection. You feel what I'm saying? And we showing love. And stop sleeping on these youngsters. They might talk a different language. Like back in the day, you gonna be cold cheese around this country with your jazz. People don't talk like that anymore. The kids talking Barney, but you want to pay attention to them because you want to stay in tune with the time. You might not understand their language, but you got to somebody hit you in your head, your ass knocked out because you ain't understand what the kids talking about. You can learn from your kids, and the kids can learn from you. You know what I'm saying? So when these kids on stage, don't knock them. Don't knock them because the music comes from the blues. Listen to them. They got something to tell you. They love is different. You know what I'm saying? They love is different. Now, the new stuff going on, I'm going to get into that, but there's some fun and abundant shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock it. You know, God say Adam and Eve, but the Adam and Eve shit and all this shit they doing, that's not my business. I don't knock nobody because everybody looks for love. But don't you judge nobody. Don't God can judge. You know what I'm saying? The dude the other day, women on the women, boys on the boys. Whatever they like, they like. God made them that way.
And again, boy, it's so much controversy around that topic there. That's a different conversation to be had. But this night is going to be all about love. And again, as we get ready to wrap this interview up, because I know your time is important. You got a lot going on. I know you're getting ready to head this way to Houston. But is there any last words that you want to give for the people that's coming out for the show September the 10th at Taylor's of Houston?
Man, bring your mom in there, bring your cousin in there. You know, you in the house, I'm bored, I ain't got nothing to do. Your woman wants something to do. I just told you the story what happened to the man that had time for the woman. You don't want that to happen to you. You don't want your girl up in Houston, Texas and RV with your buddy or with your mechanic man. You know what I'm saying? So be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you now. Listen. Come out, have some fun, show some love, and enjoy the night with us. Brother Mark Love Scott gonna be in the building spreading the love, the singers spreading the love, the DJ spreading the love, the comedians, the models spreading the love, and anybody knows Sweet Item, man. There's nothing but love in the building. We got a lot of guest celebrities. Like I said, it's September the 10th, Houston, Texas style. Hey, what about Texas? They do everything big in Texas. So don't think nothing small about this show right here. I'm gonna tell you right now. Good food, good scenery, good drinks, and good people to be around. And it's gonna be a night to remember. So listen, don't meet me up, beat me up.
And there you go. You got it from the man himself, brother Flukie Stokes, the CEO, filmmaker, actor, promoter, artist, and so much more. Well, brother, again, I want to thank you for your time. We're going to wrap this up. Brother Mark Scott, y'all be looking for me. I will be in the building helping to host the dating game September 10th, Taylors of Houston. Like he said, don't meet us there, beat us there. Brother Stokes, we'll connect. Thank you.
Keep the guns down, y'all. Pick the Bibles up.